I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer here at Wakana, one of the co-founders. And tonight's topic is thyroid disease. So what is the thyroid gland? If you right now just take your fingers and put it right here in the front of your neck, you can feel the larynx or the voice box, but right on top of that voice box is a very small butterfly-shaped gland that is called the thyroid gland. This is a very important gland. It produces two hormones, T3 and T4, and the production of T3 and T4 is by way of TSH. So this gland is very important, not just for producing hormones, but it plays a major role in metabolism. A lot of women that come to me as an OB-GYN, when they gain weight, they always blame it on the thyroid gland. They're like, my thyroid gland must not be working. No, many times it's not the thyroid, it's just us pushing ourselves away from the table and working out and being more active. So another very important role of the thyroid gland is that it directly affects your mood. It affects your weight. It affects mental and physical energy levels. So if you are a distributor on the line, you already can see that there are many products that we offer here at Wakana that can assist with these symptoms that those who have thyroid dysfunction, either a dysfunction in their mood, their weight, their energy, their metabolism, we can help them with, right? Another important function of the thyroid gland is that it helps convert food into energy. And this is very important because if we do not properly convert food into energy, our body does not function appropriately. So it's a big problem. I mean, it's estimated that 20 million people in the United States have some kind of thyroid disease. However, 60% of these individuals are unaware of their condition. According to the American Thyroid Association, women are 5 to 8 times more likely than men to have thyroid issues. And I see more and more thyroid conditions in women each and every day, many, many more than 30 years ago when I was in medical school. So what do we do as physicians? Well, you know it. We prescribe medications to people who have thyroid conditions. But a lot of folks don't like the side effects of the medications. They don't like the fact that many of the medications are not working for them. So they're seeking alternatives. They're seeking alternatives like CBD and other holistic organic opportunities of addressing our health. And that's why this topic is very important, because there are lots of studies that show that CBD can assist, can address with thyroid conditions. So the thyroid can either be underactive or hypothyroidism, or it can be overactive. It can be hyperthyroidism. These are two conditions that the thyroid gland can undergo. And then there's some others. There's some autoimmune conditions as well. But just know that the thyroid hormone that is produced by this gland, it really does affect multiple organ systems. It can affect your brain development. That's why it's so important that women who are pregnant and have thyroid conditions, that we appropriately give them medication so that the fetus and the brain of the growing baby is not affected. It also impacts breathing. It impacts the heart and nervous system functions. It impacts your body temperature, your muscle strength, your skin dryness, your menstrual cycle, your weight, your cholesterol levels, and even your hair. We see a lot of alopecia. We see a lot of hair shedding and hair loss in men and women who have underactive thyroids or hypothyroidism or overactive thyroids or hyperthyroidism. So again, hypo means it does not produce enough thyroid glands or thyroid hormones. It's called underactive, and hyperthyroidism means it's producing too much of the thyroid hormone, so it's overactive. So when we look at hypothyroidism, about 4.6% of the US population aged 12 years and above have hypothyroidism. And again, it affects every single part of the body: hair loss, fatigue, slow heart rate, weight gain, menstrual cycle changes. It can cause a goiter, an enlargement of the gland. It can cause a lot of temperature irregulation, feeling cold all the time. It can cause high cholesterol, constipation. Yeah, people with hypothyroidism are very constipated, dry skin, brittle nails, and even sore muscles and joints. So a blood test is required to obtain a concrete diagnosis. These are more symptoms of hypothyroidism. And again, I'm hoping that if you're a distributor on the line, you can start to see many of our products can address these symptoms. Symptoms like depression, symptoms like loss of libido, symptoms like insomnia, heavy periods, constipation, pins and needles, feeling cold all the time, and weight gain. So these are some of many symptoms that those who have hypothyroidism. Now, hyperthyroidism is on the other spectrum. It's when the thyroid gland makes too much of the thyroid hormones, T3 and T4. There are other conditions that can cause hyperthyroidism. Graves' disease is the most common. I know a lot of women who have Graves' disease. They have extreme pain in their joints and muscles. It's a result of excessive iodine, and it can also be seen in tumors in the ovaries or even the testes. So it's large amounts of these hormones that can cause fatigue, weight gain, sensitivity to cold, depression, goiters, hair loss, muscle pain, erectile dysfunction, and even infertility. So some other conditions or symptoms that I want to highlight is hair. Hyper and hypothyroidism can cause issues with excessive shedding, can cause a lot of dry, brittle hair, and hair loss. So that is something that we want to touch upon when we talk about some of our products. Even we can help those who have hair loss. So the traditional treatments as physicians that we give patients who have thyroid conditions, well, one is we give them more thyroid hormones. So if they are underproducing or they have hypothyroidism, we will give them Synthroid or synthetic thyroxine. Iodine is, again, one of those very essential minerals for the thyroid to function appropriately. And it's really an iodine deficiency that causes the thyroid to act either under or overreactive. So it is something that we're going to talk about, that the 21-day detox, replacing those essential minerals and vitamins that can really help those who have thyroid conditions. Now, for hyperthyroidism, we give medications called Tapazole, and it really helps to stop the thyroid from producing too much hormone. So those are the traditional treatments for thyroid. So please be sure to see your doctor if you have any of those symptoms that I've spoken about today to get a proper diagnosis. It's called a thyroid panel that your physician can do. Well, let's move on to CBD. Let's talk about some of our products here at Wakana that can assist with thyroid disorders, can address some of the symptoms, but absolutely we cannot use words like cure. your thyroid condition. So cannabis is absolutely an amazing plant that can help to address your wellness in a holistic way. You know, cannabis has two species. It has a marijuana species that has a high level of THC that gives you the high, that gives you the euphoria. But cannabis also has another species, which is called hemp. It is the health without the high. See, hemp doesn't give you a high because it has very little THC, 0.3% or less is the definition of hemp. So we consider hemp the part of the species that gives us the health without the high. So all of our products here at Wakana are sourced from the hemp plant. So CBD is non-psychoactive. Another word, or it's an abbreviation for cannabidiol. So it is the #1 compound or cannabinoid found in the hemp plant. Whereas THC, or delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, is considered psychoactive. That one's going to give you a high when you consume it. So when we look at the benefits of CBD and THC together, it absolutely is a very impressive effect on a cellular level. It will give your body the balance that it needs. And in fact, CBD is thought to be the creeper, where it helps to reduce a high if someone participates in too much THC. CBD can balance that high. So what's interesting is that CBD is the hero. Of all the 180 cannabinoids that this plant makes or more, CBD has more of the medicinal benefits to the body than any of the other cannabinoids. Now, this slide may be very small. I don't have my glasses on either, but just know that CBD has many, many benefits to the body, from being an antibacterial, in reducing blood sugar levels, in reducing inflammation, in helping to relieve pain and anxiety. It can help promote bone growth. It's neuroprotective. It helps to address skin conditions like psoriasis and eczeema. It also can help the hair follicle to maintain a homeostasis or balance in the scalp for hair growth. There are other cannabinoids too, like CBC and CBG and CBN and delta-8 THC. These are all very important to combine with CBD, so there's a synergy. But just know that CBD, or cannabidiol, has over 20,000 peer-reviewed articles that really, really show the research that it can be very effective in a holistic way when you're addressing your health. So let's look at how CBD works in the body. Well, when you consume CBD, when you consume cannabis, the endocannabinoid system, which is made up of receptors in your body and major organs and glands that bind when you consume CBD, and they send messages to different parts of the body, one being the thyroid gland. Very important. The CB1 and CB2 receptors help to keep the thyroid gland in balance. So if it's overactive, if it's underreactive, if it's causing inflammation or pain, consuming CBD, this is the science behind how it can assist and address with symptoms due to thyroid dysfunction. So this is a great schematic diagram of the receptors, and what happens is that the consumption of either cannabinoids like CBD or THC, they bind to these receptors on the postsynaptic receiving neuron and send the signal backwards to put the body in balance. So it's a retrograde sort of response, but just know that this response is the same response when you take a Motrin or a Tylenol or an ibuprofen for your pain. The same response where those receptors are sending signals the parts of the nervous system, the brain, to stop pain. But the great thing about CBD, it doesn't have the side effects that you have when you take Motrin and Aleve and acetaminophen for long periods of time. So yes, the endocannabinoid system plays a major role, a major regulatory role in every physiological process in our body, from appetite to digestion to metabolism. There's that word again, right? The thyroid gland is very important in regulating our metabolism, to our cardiovascular function, inflammation and pain, our immune, our energy, our memory, our stress, our sleep wake cycles. The endocannabinoid system plays a major, major role in keeping our body in balance. So this slide may be a little blurry. I don't have my glasses on, but if it's blurry, put it in the chat. Say it's blurry. Dr. Rita, take that slide out. But just know that the endocannabinoid system is important in keeping every single system in our body in balance, in homeostasis. So again, these receptors are found throughout our entire body. This is a science they teach us in medical school, in pharmacy school, in dental school. But just know this is how CBD works when you consume it. And there's many, many articles that talk about the endocannabinoid system regulating the endocrine system, regulating energy balance. The thyroid gland is one of the endocrine glands. This is another study that talks about how CBD, how THC, how all of these cannabinoids can influence thyroid hormone activity. Evidence that CB1, this receptor, is expressed in the thyroid gland of rats to keep that gland in balance. Another study that talks about benign and cancerous thyroid lesions and how CB1 and CB2 receptors can absolutely help to keep the body in balance, to reduce the proliferative cells in the cancer of thyroid lesions, as well as putting the thyroid back in balance in benign lesions. So let's move on to some of our products. And we have products by industry. What I want to let you know is that every single product that we offer here at Wakana is tested. A third-party validation is done on every single product, and we offer certificates of analysis. Another thing that makes our products here at Wakana very unique is that we have proprietary formulations, meaning that we enhance our CBD with essential oils that even give the CBD more of a synergy to reduce inflammation, to reduce pain, to reduce anxiety, and to help us sleep. And then the third thing is that our products are sourced from hemp farms that are growing hemp organically. Our products are sourced from Oregon, Colorado, and California. So not all CBD products are made equally. There are CBD products out there you can find in the gas station, the smoke shops, but those products don't have a proprietary formula. They don't have that third-party testing and certificates of analysis, and we don't know where the heck that hemp is grown. So when we remember some of the conditions or symptoms that the thyroid gland produces, it produces weight gain, right? Now, if it's overreactive, it can produce weight loss, but in the underreactive, weight gain. It absolutely can depress the immune system, especially when you talk about Graves' disease. It is one of the autoimmune conditions that affects the thyroid. Again, we have products that help to improve our immune system. We talked about thyroid conditions causing excessive hair loss, shedding, brittle hair, alopecia. Well, we have a hair care system, our Save Our Strand hair care system. We also have essential oils. Essential oils are important to replace those minerals like iodine. These essential oils help to correct those deficiencies. Skin care. Talk about thyroid disease and how dry the skin can be. So we have a whole skincare line. We have a facial serum. And again, we have some amazing CBD products that are offered that are full spectrum, which are our power products, and our broad spectrum, which is our pure products, so that those who have random drug screens at their job can also utilize our products. So the FDA disclaimer, again, I'm not going to read the entire disclaimer, but just know that these products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All information presented here is not meant as a substitute for or an alternative to information from your healthcare practitioner. So yes, studies have shown, science has shown that CBD and other cannabinoids possess therapeutic properties to improve symptoms of the thyroid disease. We talked about that, right? Improving dry skin. We offer a whole skin line. Inflammation. We have tinctures. Anxiousness, pain, and depression. Topicals. So with that, CBD is legal. And I want to bring this in because in 2018, the Farm Bill was passed. And since 2018, now we have universities, very, very large universities like UC San Diego that are currently doing research on humans. You remember those prior studies that I was reading and showing you were done on rats. But now that CBD sourced from hemp is legal in all 50 states, you're seeing more and more universities and centers doing studies on humans showing that, yes, CBD can be used as a therapeutic agent to address hypo and hyperthyroidism. So for thyroid disease and any disease that we speak about in medicine, there are three things that we have to correct. And that is dehydration, deficiency, and toxins. Three things: dehydration, deficiency, and toxins. And when we speak about the thyroid disease and disorders, those are three things that, if corrected, can reduce the symptoms that those who have hypo or hyperthyroidism can benefit from. Well, our Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0, we have a 21-day detox. It's a raw cleanse where you are detoxing your body. You're doing that through hydration by juicing. You're doing that and removing and eliminating parasites and mucus with our eliminator. You're replacing those deficiencies with the regenerator. You're replacing through natural herbs that you're adding to your juice that help those deficiencies, like we see in thyroid disorders, like iodine. And then we are removing toxins with our liquid colonic. So you can see here that this product, this phase 3, addresses dehydration, deficiency, and toxemia. So maybe you're on the line and you don't have thyroid disorder. Maybe you have hypertension. Maybe you have high cholesterol. Maybe you have lupus or fibromyalgia. Maybe you have heart disease. Maybe you're overweight. Maybe you're obese. Maybe you have diabetes. Whatever the condition is, three things need to be corrected: dehydration, deficiency, and toxic products in our body. Well, phase 3, the 21 rod cleanse, addresses that. My recommendation, if you're on the line and you have thyroid disorder or any other disorder, is you start out with the 21-day cleanse. And after the 21-day cleanse, you move into our CBD products. See, the 21-day cleanse is all herbs. You're eating raw salads, you're juicing, you're eating fruit and nuts. But then we want you, after you've removed those toxins, then we want you to put the body in balance and keeping it there with our CBD products. And the two products that I want to talk about this evening is our Hemp MD, which is our tincture. Now, it is our more potent tincture. It's around 800 to 900 milligrams of CBD in a 15 ml bottle. But the reason being is that this tincture taken twice a day can really get that thyroid back into balance, be it if it's hypo or if it's hyperthyroid. It also will help reduce inflammation and pain, because a lot of those folks, especially with Graves' disease, they have a lot of pain. And I didn't put our topical product up here, but our extreme pain cream would be another product I would add here, because a lot of people with thyroid disorder do have pain in the muscles and ligaments. So Hemp MD, take it twice a day, 3 drops under the tongue. And then thyroid disorder patients or folks have hair issues. 99.9% have dry scalp, they have itchy scalp, they have brittle hair, they have hair loss, they have hair thinning, they have alopecia. So our Save Our Strand system, which is a combination of our hemp-powered hair, along with our shampoo, our conditioner, our detangler, leave-in detangler, our styling cream, is something that absolutely you want to utilize. Now, our scalp facial is something that many folks who have thyroid disease, they have to do at least once or twice a month. We're using baking soda, we're using our products to really put it right there on the scalp to exfoliate that scalp so that the hair can grow. The thyroid gland affects the hair follicle, and it does that on a cellular level. The thyroid gland is important for metabolism. The thyroid gland is important for nutrients to be absorbed in our body. If our thyroid gland is out of order, either hypo or hyperthyroid, the hair follicle cannot get the nutrients that it needs. Hence, thyroid disorder patients have hair issues. They have skin issues. They have dry skin. And we have products absolutely that can address that. So Dr. Rita's recommendation for thyroid disorder, be it Graves' disease, be it hypo or hyperthyroidism, is first start out with the 21-day cleanse, correct the dehydration, correct the deficiency, correct the toxic chemicals. Once that's done, then move into the Hemp MD, as well as the Extreme Power Pain Cream and our Save Our Strands hair care system. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to open it up for questions. Yes, that slide was a little blurry. I'll remove that slide. I'm going to open it up for any questions. Dr. Betty, one of our medical advisory board members, she's on the line too. You can put your questions right there in the chat. Dr. Betty, do you have anything to add here? Are there any questions? If you're a guest on the line, please connect with the person that invited you so that you can get your products ordered. We have a long, extensive product line, which again, tonight we were focusing on thyroid disorder, but whatever the case is, absolutely, we want you to connect with the person that invited you so that you can see our other products on their website. Thank you, Margaret Dorsey. Thank you so much. Any questions from our guests? And thank you. It's so good to have you Tanya is a guest of Denise Hill. Let's see if Denise Hill is on the line. I don't see her on the line. She could be on another phone, but just know, Tanya, reach out to Denise so that you can get those products ordered as well as any other questions answered. Wonderful. Well, if no other questions, we will end it for this evening. Thank you for joining our Wednesday night call, our thyroid disorder call and CBD. Please reach out to the person that invited you so that you can absolutely get those products ordered and you can get your questions answered. We'll see you. Our next Zoom will be tomorrow, millennial call. If you have a millennial that wants to get into the cannabis industry on the hemp side, please connect with the person that invited you so that they can give you that Zoom ID for our millennial call. Be well, be safe, and we will see you very soon.